What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as Chainlink and the S&P 500. As you guys know, we do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week with your guys' help. And on that note, we are still doing our crypto coin giveaway display. As you guys can see right here, this is a display we've been giving away every single week here on the channel. Last week, I have still not received any email from someone wanting to claim their, crypto display. So hopefully, if you guys comment down today, I'll do another drawing for today's video. And if you have commented your favorite cryptocurrency and that you've subscribed, comment those two things down below. I will be giving away one of these by tomorrow for a free win. So we'll be doing the drawing tomorrow. I'm going to do it a little bit early than Saturday like I used to, but just comment those two things down below and I will be picking another winner early on today's episode. So make sure to spam the comments down below with your favorite crypto and that you've subscribed to the channel to win one of these. Otherwise, what we're going to be looking at in today's video is really potentially maybe that we've hit the bottom. I know this is going to sound absolutely nuts to a lot of people, saying that we're hitting the bottom, saying that maybe it's in, maybe we'll see a reversal. It's just a lot of hype around this market right now. I know there's a lot of mixed emotions happening across the across the board, all across the market, and I do want to go into detail, kind of discussing with you guys my beliefs and my opinions on this market. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to join us over at Discord, and today's video is sponsored currently by Pact token. We're going to go in depth discussing what it is Pact is, how exactly it can benefit you, and some of the cool features about the Pact token. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Alright guys, as you guys can see, I am on the current coin market cap and top 10 cryptocurrencies. Things are starting to kind of correct back to the upside. Currently, we're about 1.53%, 1.53 trillion in the market. I think we went as low as 1.4 trillion the past couple of days. Bitcoin, tolerance or dominance across the board is 45%. We're at about 49%, 47 to 49% the past couple of days, as cryptos and alts pretty much have been dumping tremendously. Bitcoin has been holding fairly steady the past couple of days during this maybe like 2-week free fall to the downside. But otherwise, coins are starting to reverse upwards. This was almost anticipated. I was discussing this yesterday that we're probably going to see a reversal very soon. You can see some coins are up 50%, which is actually pretty freaking nuts across the board. Pancakeswap is up. A lot of crazy things are happening right now within the market cap. But more importantly, I want to talk about XRP and these other cryptocurrencies. So I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers. I've been watching a lot of other videos. I've been watching a lot of TikTok, seeing other people's theories and ideas based on the market. And a lot of people have actually been referencing this bear run and this bearish correction back to 2017. And I want to go in depth actually showing you guys Bitcoin's 2017 movement. And then I actually want to show you guys XRP and so on and so forth. But I want to start with Bitcoin first, because as we know, when Bitcoin moves, all the other cryptocurrencies are in some way affected by the movement. And then maybe they start to act independently. But if Bitcoin decides to just dump, we're going to see all these cryptocurrencies dump as well. And I want to give you guys my opinions on why I think maybe we'll start to see a potential reversal back upwards, because I do believe we're entering, just a undervalued market across the board. And just after this major swing, we've probably just, took the top off of the market of just people that aren't really, interested in crypto and just had enough and wanted to sell out and aren't really used to this, correction in the markets right here. But I want to show you guys something short-term and long-term. Ultimately, I've been seeing a lot of people compare us to 2017. I wanted to give you guys my opinion and my approach to things like that. So what's really cool is when you use this app this website called TradingView, you can actually grab something called a ghost candle, or the bars pattern right here, and then we'll just reference the prior bull run. For the most part, you can see right here, we just grabbed that trend, and I'm going to apply this over what's happening right now in 2021. And I almost want you guys to understand how similar we're currently looking, and if the possibility of us actually continuing the same, pattern might actually influence us and help us gauge where we're going to be moving to in the near future. So I'm just going to draw this over here. We're obviously going to try to find, a very similar pattern from the immediate reversal and then so on and so forth. So I'm just going to extend this out so we can get a better understanding right here. Mainly what I'm using as the top are these two movements. And I find that very interesting, and I'd like to explain that to you guys in a second, but I'm just going to draw these out. Hold on. Okay, this should be close enough. All right, hopefully this makes sense to you guys right now. I'm just going to, kind of tweak this over here. All right, so originally back in 2017, you can see the original pattern that we actually had almost like a double top formation on, Bitcoin before we started to see the big reversal to the downside. You can see the two retests we had here. This was a wick. We had a wick first, then we had an actual candle hit the top resistance where we had prior, and then we immediately started to reverse downwards. But we saw some sort of like double top. I mean, some people wouldn't consider this. I honestly wouldn't consider this because it's only a wick. But if you went on the 4-hour, you would see that this is a clear, double top formation. I can just draw it right here. I mean, it's going to swing us all the way back to the 2021. So it's going to be a little harder to reference, but you can kind of see what I'm referring to as these would be a 4-hour double top formation. Then we started to reverse downwards. Now, throwing things into gear in 2021, you can see the very similar pattern, and I've drawn this over here. So understand what's in blue right here is back in 2017. Now notice something of interest. We can start by the first initial run. So you can clearly see first run we had right here. I'll move this up slightly higher so we can get a general sense of what exactly is happening. So first run we saw this small dip, which happened right here back in 2021. We then pumped a little bit higher, had some uncertainty, and then went higher. You can see the uncertainty right here. We then decided to come up again, hit an all-time high. All-time high was right here at about $61,000. You can see how very similar that is to back in 2017 when we had our original retest of about, I think it was like 19,500. We then corrected much lower. Same thing that happened here, and then pumped higher, which is exactly what's happening again. And we retested a little bit higher. Maybe we hit 20,100 back in 2018, and then we started to dump lower. So notice a very similar trend. So we immediately hit top resistance here. This is back right here. You can kind of see that pattern that I'm referencing right now. You can see this first two retests of top all-time highs. You can see how that plays out right here. These are the two retests of all-time highs, 1 and 2. We saw the immediate reversal after we hit all-time highs, and hopefully this helps a lot of you guys understand where we're coming from and how this will ultimately lead to what we could expect to see in the near future. We had our immediate dump after the second all-time high. 1, 2, immediate dump. You can see the dump right here. We reversed back up to consolidate. We reversed back up to consolidate right here. We pumped a little bit higher. Sure, there's a little bit of this uncertainty. You can even consider this dip right here in the bend. We shot up. We shot up. We then saw a little dip and went higher. We saw a little dip and then went higher. And now we're kind of right here. So this is kind of that peak, that top. You can see how very similar this looks. And I can even circle this. We have our first one. We have our second one. Then we drop lower, shot up. Look at the W. And then we had our third. So the same thing would apply here. We shot up, had our first one. Oh, sorry, let me draw that out. We're going to start first, correct it down. Or no, I won't even do that. I'm going to make it very similar. First pattern. Second all-time high, we had our W right here, and then this would be the third. So hopefully now you guys can clearly understand what I'm looking at in comparison to the market. So you can clearly see the two highs that we had. We then had our double bottom formation or we had our wick back down. Same thing right here, and then we hit the top, the prior high, and then we're starting to dump. So you can kind of see how we are in regards to, now this is obviously a little more extended than what we're doing right now. This is probably what's referencing the bottom. You can see we immediately crashed all the way down. We hit some sort of bottom, and then we decided to head higher up. So you can immediately see that there is some sort of downtrend. You can compare this, now that we can actually use 2017, 2018 patterns to right now. If I then extend out, you can see there is some sort of uptrend. We could maybe sort of understand. You can see this is what we're looking at right here. So ultimately, it seems like the prices ultimately continue to crash lower. You can see 1, 2, which we have right here, 1 and 2. And then at some point, we decided to reverse back up and retest the lower high formation. And then obviously we just continue to, extend downwards. It at some point is going to continue to do that, which is unfortunate, but That's what this market is looking at. So I do believe that at some point we are going to start to rally back up. I do believe that we're looking at the same picture right here. I do believe that for right now, this downtrend is going to reverse back up and retest that prior high. Same thing with this. That downtrend is going to come back up and retest that prior high. So it's a very similar movement. You can see how similar the 2017-2018 bull run and then reversal into a bear run is to the 2021 price and chart analysis for right now. So I am and was anticipating reversals to the downside. I was anticipating it. I was expecting it. We've been talking about this on cryptocurrency for quite some time now, especially on Bitcoin. We've been talking about the bearish divergence we've been having here for quite some time now. You can see as prices went higher, Bitcoin prices went lower on the relative strength index. So you can clearly see prices went up as the relative strength indicator went down, which was supposed to be drawn right here. It was supposed to go down. Boom. So we're looking at that pattern. Right now, what I'm noticing is we are creating these lower high formations. Constant drops. Understand right now we are in an all-time, or we're in a low. The relative strength indicator has not been that low in a long time. We're extremely oversold. We're extremely overextended on the MACD. You can see right here, extremely undervalued. So with all of that being said, I do believe we might be at that bottom. And I do think we are going to trend back up very soon. So for people that, plan on selling out, I mean, it is what it is. If you sold out, you sold out. That's life. But I did not. And I do believe we are going to head up higher. Now, short term, if you wanted to be buying back in or you want to sell off, this is pretty much that zone we're waiting for. We're waiting for us to retest the moving average right here. So we're probably going to swing back up to 50,000 before we head lower. I'd be very shocked if we break through this, this downtrend here. This would be the ultimate, reversal. If we actually can close above this downtrend here, closer to, at some point, price retest $53,000 and we close above $53,000, then I'll expect to see, a bullish run to the upside. Maybe it's not over. Maybe this was just a healthy correction. But ultimately, right now, we have zero signs of markets long-term continuing to be bullish in about the next year or two. Ultimately, what I'm anticipating is for us to come back up. We'll hit about $50,000, maybe $52,000. That's when I'll sell my positions, and then I'll strictly just be buying long and selling short. I'll be scalping the market moving forward, because the second we retest either this moving average at 50,000 or this top resistance here, I'm going to expect another big dump to the downside. Ultimately, I am waiting for prices to come back up and retest this green band top resistance here. Once we retest that green band top resistance, then I'll expect that markets to reverse back downwards. So ultimately, what do I mean for, all these other cryptocurrencies? So for right now, I do anticipate a bottom on Bitcoin. I do think this could be the bottom, and I do believe markets are probably going to start to trend back upwards moving forward into this week. We'll probably see some newer, double-digit bullish markets right now, where percentages, or we're going to see a lot more green. You can also see on Ethereum how clearly this maps out that we might be at the bottom. Not only are we retesting oversold, overextended on the MACD, or undervalued on the MACD, you can also see that we did have this ascending fractal that was drawn very clear over the past couple of months within the trends of Ethereum. And for right now, we are actually retesting not only the moving average, but our bottom support on this uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can clearly see this might be within itself a good buying opportunity to swing to the upside. So ultimately, I do have positions in Link. I'm not going to sell off because I do believe we are going to start to trend back upwards. As for buying in long, shorting, or scalping the market, I do believe this might be a good time to start to leverage this to the upside. I do believe we're probably going to start to see coins move back to the upside. Same thing with XRP. I believe XRP is probably going to either retest its moving average, obviously at $1. I don't think we're going to stay below here. And then I think we're going to come back up to retest the lower high formation. Now, long term, it's still bearish. Understand that. Even though we come up to retest this, until we break through here and create a higher, a prior high, higher than the prior high, if that makes sense, we're still bearish. So short term, we might be bullish, where prices go from 86 cents to $1.26, but then come back downwards. That's the understanding you guys have to look at. Short term bullish, long term bearish. Consider that I do think markets are going to start to reverse upwards. We're now becoming oversold, which means we need to swing back up and correct ourselves. And Ethereum is a very good sign of reversal happening. Same thing with Bitcoin. Chainlink is extremely undervalued. We did have that downtrend. We are undervalued on the MACD. It's unfortunate that not only for XLM that we were looking at last week, but Chainlink for right now broke below its moving average. It looked very nice, guys. This was a beautiful ascending fractal that really just needed to hold above this support level, and it didn't, which sucked. But if we start to head back up, we'll probably see us move up to maybe $35. That's really where my head's at, up to $35. Now hopefully we can break through and head up higher, but for right now I do think, maybe $35 to $37 being the next retest for Chainlink. Otherwise, the S&P 500 looks okay, consolidating once again. It almost looks like we might see a short-term double bottom. I mean, this is playing things very close, but you can see where I'm seeing a double bottom formation forming. This might allow us to extend up. I'll leave it here just to see what exactly happens, but this might be, a reference to us moving up. So things look good right now, actually. Let's see how exactly this plays out, but I do think we'll be able to head up higher opening today. Very big chance we, come lower, but I'm leaning more towards us starting to prepare. And as cryptocurrency starts to move back up, which I think will be this week, we should see the S&P 500 move up as well. Otherwise, guys, that's going to pretty much wrap up today's video. Yeah, so that's it for the technical analysis. Otherwise, let's jump into today's sponsor, Pact token. A lot of stuff to talk about there. Let's get on with it. I want to give a huge shout out to Pact for sponsoring today's episode. Pact is not just a token, but an entire ecosystem designed to unite the crypto community. Users of the Pact token can execute various management functions and have privileged access to products and services of the ecosystem, taking an active part in the development of the Pact and receiving rewards in return. A token has a certain value, and the ownership of this token creates added value for its owner within the ecosystem in which this token is used. Pact token allows you to get privileged access to all products of the Pact ecosystem. This includes profitable staking with up to 40% APY on a centralized exchange, P2PB2B.io, very hard to remember. Participating in Pact staking automatically guarantees getting in at the exclusive airdrop. As an example, current airdrop with a rewarding pool of 30k USDT is currently going on. Other opportunities in Pact ecosystem that lead to income generation are earning sessions, fees, discounts, fee discounts, referral system with additional rewards for the Pact holders. Another part that is generated by the product of the Pact ecosystem includes activities on DEX platforms and trending nowadays NFT platforms. Pact is already available on Uniswap, Pancakeswap, and dedicated pactswap exchange. The team has already announced that yield farming is currently going on for the Pact token. Rewarding seems to be impressive, as the first month users may farm 25 million tokens from the total farming pool of 100 million Pact tokens. Even more exciting products that is almost on the go is their own NFT platform. It's not a boring thing to earn money on DeFi when users may participate in gamifications, create their own heroes, upgrade them, stake, sell, or hold them. All these happen releases and coming soon ones indicate that the Pact team is keeping up with times and provide the users trending products to earn and enjoy. There are really just three main projects they are focusing on: centralized exchanges, which is an established community and access to different types of coins and tokens on different blockchains. The second is DeFi for profitable farming, where whales, users with significant amounts of funds, farm tokens. The third are separate DeFi projects aimed at users with small amounts of funds. Such projects offer various mechanisms of equality or users and earning tokens in proportion, not to the amount of funds, but to the activity of users. Problem is, all three types of projects live their own lives, and it is sometimes very difficult for a user who have achieved something in one of the projects to start using the other type. For example, it is difficult for DeFi users to switch to CEX exchange to buy a new token, or CEX users may find it difficult to understand the interface and algorithms of DeFi projects. The user can feel like such a small fish and does not participate in projects where whales get in bulk. Pact is offering a comprehensive system that combines all three platforms, making it easier to use all three options. They offer a system of game achievements on all three platforms. Users can compete alone and with teams of like-minded people on different platforms. Such competitions are held openly in the blockchain system. Any user can earn achievements in various aspects of the DeFi and CEX platforms and receive rewards in the form of Pact ecosystem tokens. Develop their skills in the area in which they have more skills and interests, and then they can compete with their users with completely different skills and abilities. Overall, the Pact ecosystem has many combinations of profitable cross-use of the platform's products. With the correct balancing of mining, farming, commission discounts, liquidity, and the base pool, and arbitration, the users can get a multiplicative model of the benefits received. Pact token is currently available on the P2P, B2B exchange, PactSwap, Pancakeswap, Uniswap, and more to come. If you guys are interested in the Pact token, definitely make sure to check them out in the links below or on their Telegram. Otherwise, huge shout out to Pact token for sponsoring today's episode.